So, this is going to be my Q&A video. Thank you all for the questions. And guys, remember, I do have questions for some guys at the end of these videos. So you guys can those who I ask questions to, you guys can answer back. Like I said, the Mount Vernon kid allowed me to do this. I asked him to do that, and if I could do the ask questions back. So, and he said it was okay. So, I'm gonna start with the Q&A now. Okay, so we're gonna start off with respect. Oh yeah, basically respect. He's got 3 questions for me. First one is, which superheroes would you love to see get their own video game? I would have to say the Birds of Prey would make a very good video game. Plays all the characters, especially with Black Canary and Huntress. I think that'd be very cool. Someone else would have to be like, well, I know DC's talking about a Suicide Squad game, so that's gonna, hopefully they'll go through with that. A Secret Six game would be awesome. You know, for Marvel, Black Panther game, Silver Surfer, a Wildcats game would be pretty cool. Or even hell, a game about the Authority would be kind of interesting. So more or less teams. But anyway, moving on to your second question. If you create your own supernatural team, which animal would you use and what would you call the team? Oh, super animal team. I thought you said supernatural. I'm sorry. Super animal team. Which animals would you use? Let's see. I don't know what to call it, but I can tell you what kind of animals I'd use. Great white, Bengal tiger, gray wolf, elephant, Komodo dragon, and Wolverine. Wolverine. I don't know what to call it, but that'd be my team roster right there. And your final question is, are you looking forward to the the new Judge Dredd movie? Oh, hell yeah, dude! I am definitely looking forward to that. That looks fantastic, I gotta say. Well, I saw the picture of the Lawmaster, Mount Vernon kid left on his video. The Lawmaster looks great. Carl Urban is gonna be great as Judge Dredd. I can't wait for that. I think he's going to play really good. I think he does really good with the gritty anti-heroes, and he's such an underrated actor to begin with, so I can't wait. I'm kind of wondering what they're going to do with it. I mean, I did like the Judge Dredd, the Sylvester Stallone movie. I thought that was pretty fun. So, there's that. But anyway, thank you for the questions. Respect. And we're going to move on to... Excuse me. We're going to move on to 91 Big Rick. 91 Big Rick. I understand you're from Australia, and I'm truly sorry about what happened down there in Australia. You have my condolences. I'm truly sorry about the floods down there. That's happening down there. Anyway, you have about 6 questions for me, so let's get started. I've heard that Anne Hathaway has been casted as Catwoman. Tom Hardy as Bane from The Dark Knight Rises. What do you think of it? I think it. I pretty much left my thoughts on my when they were first revealed, so I left it on that video. But I guess it looks really good. I mean, Anne Hathaway. I was kind of like Anne Hathaway as Catwoman. But they said it's Selena Kyle, not Catwoman, so she may or not be Catwoman. I'm gonna say probably not at this point. But Bane, Tom Hardy is Bane. I recently watched the movie Bronson. He was in about Charlie Bronson, that British convict who spent 34 years in prison. That was a great movie. It was very interesting. Very dark, but had a funny side to it, and he actually put on the muscle to it to play that role. And I'm convinced. I was like, that's Bane right there. Like, that's Bane. So more or less, I'm looking forward to it. Your second question is, I'm a fan of Harry Potter since watching the first movie and reading the books, so I'm wondering, are you a fan, and who is your favorite character? Well, this is going to be a shocker to some people, but I am not a fan of Harry Potter. I'm really not. I tried really hard to get into the books. I even watched the first 2 movies of the series, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't pique my interest. Now I have about 3 friends, 3 or 4 friends, who I hang out with all the time, and they're huge fans of Harry Potter, and they're always like, "We gotta go to the Harry Potter world in Orlando," and I think it's funny as hell sometimes, but I'm not a fan of Harry Potter, but I do respect the fandom of it basically. I am, however, a fan of Lord of the Rings. I am a fan of those books. Even the movies were good. I'm also a fan of the. I'm starting to become a fan of the Peter Jackson and the Olympians, because I saw a little bit of the movie and I was like, okay, this looks interesting, and the books are kind of interesting. I'm also starting to get into Guardians of Ga'Hoole, the books based off that movie. After seeing it, that's interesting. But no, I'm not a fan of Harry Potter. I know, I'm shocking, right? But anyway, sorry to say that. No, nothing against Harry Potter fans. I just don't like the books. Your third question is, with myself coming from Australia, were you a fan of the crocodile hunter Steve Irwin? I was when I was a kid. I was a very big fan of Steve Irwin. I liked watching the Crocodile Hunter. I thought it was pretty cool. I thought that was pretty amazing. I thought he was pretty cool. One thing though, I did like Steve Irwin, and I was very upset when he died. And it's kind of odd too, because one of my friend's girlfriend, one of my best friend's girlfriend, he died on her birthday, and she's like, "Oh, why did this happen to me?" And it's kind of funny, but not. And I think I could say this, because we were all thinking about when Steve Irwin died. But I've never said anything up until now about it. But of all the things to kill him was a stingray, when I was always thinking that a croc or a snake would do him in. I know it's not. I'm not trying to sound mean or anything. I'm truly not, Big Rick, but I just think it's been a lot of years since then, and I think I can just pretty much say that, because I've known a lot of people who said they thought they were surprised when a stingray killed him and not a crocodile or a snake or a shark or something. But no offense, of course, to you, Big Rick. That's just the thing. Okay, fourth question is, with my home country experiencing floods, and with it the most amount of damage caused it by water, it confirmed my belief that water is the most powerful natural element on the planet. What do you believe is the most powerful natural element on the planet? That is a good question. Out of the 4 basic elements, I'm going to have to say wind. The wind element is a very powerful and very uncontrollable element. It cannot be stopped. You can't catch it. You can't shield yourself from it very much, and it could just blow away anything if it's strong enough. So I'm going to say the wind element on that. Second place would have to go to Earth, but wind, in my opinion. Your fifth question is, are you a fan of the James Bond movies? If you are, who is your favorite Bond, and who is your favorite villain? That's easy. I am a fan of the James Bond movies. I do enjoy them. My favorite Bond is, of course, Sean Connery. Best Bond ever. I do like Daniel Craig. I think he's an interesting Bond. I also like Pierce Brosnan. I thought he played off a very interesting James Bond. And my favorite villain has to be Goldfinger. Dude, I love the villain of Goldfinger. He's like, do you expect me to talk, Goldfinger? He's like, no, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die. I love that line. But anyway, moving on to your last question is, last but not least, who was your hero or one person you wanted to be like just when you were growing up? I don't know. I didn't have heroes super wise or regular wise to be like. I mean, every way. I didn't really have one. I still don't have like a personal hero. Like a superhero, or I don't know. I just don't have the hero worship thing for me. That just never rolled with me, I guess. So, but thank you for the questions, Big Rick, and thank you for those questions. Hope to hear from you again. And I'm sorry for what happened to Australia. But we're going to be moving on now to T Greymaster 107. She asked me one question: who do you think are the most important women in the DC and Marvel comics? Ooh, good question. Very good question. I'm gonna have to say, of course, for DC, Wonder Woman, Hawkgirl, Miss Martian, Raven, Starfire, Oracle, Barbara Gordon, Batgirl, Stephanie Brown, Black Canary, characters like those. For the Marvel, Miss Marvel, She-Hulk. Oh yeah, for the DC side, I forgot to mention Supergirl, sorry. She-Hulk, back on Marvel. Spider-Woman, Black Cat, Invisible Woman, Storm, basically a lot of the female X-Men, more or less. But those are just to name off a few, but thank you for that question. And we're gonna move right along to see if I can wrap up this this part of the video with just about alright, here's one question. I just wanted to finish one more question before I went on to the next part of this Q&A. Do you read Captain America comics? If so, which issue's your favorite? Do I read Captain America now? No, I do keep up with Bucky being Cap. I just don't read the issues. I don't know why. I don't know. I guess some more interesting stuff's come along. I read Secret Avengers more, but for the most part, I like Bucky as Cap. I don't really have a favorite issue so far for the Ed Brubaker run. I need to collect that in trade, honestly. But I do like Steve as Cap. I mean, not Steve. Bucky as Cap. I hope they leave him as Cap. And Steve Rogers stays as leader of the Secret Avengers and all that. But more or less, I don't read it now, but I used to. I still have some. I think I have some classic back issues of the old Captain America stuff, and I really do need to get that in trade. I really need to get that in trade, honestly. But thank you for those questions, everyone, for the first part, and we're gonna move on to the next part in the next video. So I'll see you then.